Hey, it's something different in the air this time. We in person.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I'm fresh off the plane.
Yes, sir.
Pulled up.
Back in the dub. How does it feel to be back in the dub? Did you miss it?
Of
It's
course.
okay if you say no, bro.
Of course I come, and it's raining.
64 degrees, raining outside,
Yeah,
overcast.
but man, I miss my peoples. Miss
But
the
now
homies.
we're back
The city.
from outer space.
The city. It is what it is.
It
is what it is. But man, I'm here. I'm glad I got safe travel. So
Welcome back.
what y'all been on, man? What's the word around town?
Bro, nothing. Man, Riverfest is like now.
Come on, bro.
The
Is
Riverfest Light. I don't think it's a real Riverfest. It's Riverfest Light, bro. So it's like from this weekend to like the 3rd of October. It's like a little. Outside the studio, they got a little ride set up.
I seen that.
It's for the kids. Man.
I did. I actually pulled into that parking lot coming in.
You was trying to get on the ride?
Come
I was tall enough, fortunately.
Nah, shit. If you go to Riverfest, everybody's trying to get the funnel cake or the turkey leg.
Yeah,
or
you had to
try to see a fight, whichever one came first.
Because you knew all of them were going to happen.
Right.
Like, all of those things were bound to happen at River Festival.
Guaranteed.
Easy.
Man, so got a question for both of y'all. Like when I asked y'all, to join the podcast, what made y'all say yeah?
Really, man, you came to me with the vision. And so I was like, if it's something I talk sports, like I like doing this for a living, but when I can shoot the shit with the homies, like why not? And to do it in a space that, people have been catching on to, that's kind of tight for me. And then when you came to me with the vision and like we started talking about it and the wheels was turning, because I knew I couldn't like be like all hands in on deck on it like you are. But like when you told me that this is what you wanted to do, the idea that you had, it was a no-brainer for me. I was like, let me rock with my guy G and we see what we can make cook for real.
Yeah.
We don't really do as much debate. We do just mainly discussion. But I love talking sports. Stephen A. Even though First Take isn't once as big as it once was,
Right,
but Undisputed. I love all that,
right.
And to me, it's a great space to be in. It's a great space to want to work in. We all played sports. We all follow sports. We're going to watch it, talk about it, regardless whether we're putting it on wax or whether we're, with our fam on the Xbox, on the PlayStation. It's going to happen regardless.
Yeah.
So for you to, provide an opportunity to do that is just something I couldn't pass up.
Right. Yeah, especially, like the podcast space. I wish we could have got in earlier, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But, timing is everything. Everything works at its own time, But yeah, I'm glad we've been doing it so far. We're 7 episodes in, but it's been rolling, you know. It's been getting there. We're trying to get some guests on, So definitely the first in person one gonna be gotta be special.
Oh yeah, gotta be a banger.
Gotta be.
So
we got the acoustics going real well in here.
Oh yeah,
soundproof.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Grover Labs. This place is a dope place. If you're trying to like record, they got a little co-working space. Not too much, It's a dope spot. It's
Quality.
A dope spot. People was cool when we walked in.
Nice, polite. Yeah.
We're the only people of color, but
very true.
But they was fine. They was good. It was good people. So man, Dar, you want to coach, right? Like you want to be a coach?
Yeah. One day I would love to coach. Yes.
What made you? Was there a coach that made you want to be a coach, or was it just like you just want to?
I'm not good enough to play. I would have loved to be good enough to play at a high level, but my mind moves faster than my body can, in my opinion. So, and
still,
I want to be around sports. Keep the connection. I love kids. I want to work with kids. I also want to teach. Obviously, teaching is a passion of mine as well.
Yeah.
But coaching is specifically for the Ohio State would probably be the greatest accomplishment I could ever accomplish. So that would make my entire life.
That's dope. Kids need good coaches because there's a lot of trash coaches.
Yeah, indeed.
So, Bryce, what made you want to be on TV for 11?
So for me, it's been kind of a weird like transition into being on TV because like I don't even like there's some days I don't like it because I don't like some days you go to the grocery store and don't get me wrong, like it's always cool to like talk to people, but
Yeah.
people are like, are you from you? I'm like, that's me, yeah.
Yeah.
And so don't get me wrong, like I love when people do that. It's like cool to talk to people and they like say they appreciate what you do. So some days I'm like, man, like this is kind of OD. But I think for me it's
celebrity lifestyle.
Man, but it's not even that. I'm like, bro, I literally like live in Wichita, Kansas, like and I work at a local TV station. But for me, it was definitely kind of the connection to the game, like Darv said. You know, when I knew I wasn't going to the league, you know, I was blessed to be able to play 2 years in college. But other than that, like I knew when my time was to hang it up, but I still wanted to be around the game. And so for me, really looking up to people like Stuart Scott, you know, coming up, really somebody who looked like me, using the vernacular that I understood, you know, being able to look and be like, dang, like he got the fly suits on. And that was back when he was on the late night. It was Stump the Schwab, and he was doing the late sports center. And so, you know, I'm supposed to be in bed, but I'm up like, dang, Stuart Scott fire. So like, and so that's when the light bulb I think clicked. And then, you know, as it kind of went on, you know, something that I just kind of felt good about doing. You know, I've been able to kind of connect with people, and I always like talking to people and building those connections. And so for me, it was definitely one of those things, like you can be around the game, you can talk about it, you can, you know, do something like, you know, you saw Stuart Scott do. So, and who knows if it's the forever thing, you know, this is the thing right now. It might change in, you know, 2 months or a year or something like that, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, exactly.
RP to Stuart Scott, but be careful on that judge machine. Cold. It's a cold game.
Man, the reason I really want to start is just because, I mean, same thing, you know. Every morning I wake up, I'm watching either Get Up, First Take
something.
Yeah, so it's always, you know, on. And I feel like my opinion is like, you know, I got my reasons. I don't think I ever say no outlandish.
Yeah, we don't have too many hot takes on here.
You know, and it's coming from a good place, you know. Some people be, you know, just talking to talk, but
facts.
I feel like it's entertaining.
Oh yeah, I mean, the feedback I've got. I mean, people from, you know, that I went to school with. One of the homies, Nikki, she lived out in Philly, Pittsburgh area. Shout out to Allen's Publishing. If you need publishing, get it with her.
I've been seeing her like the post.
She like definitely. She like came up. She's like, yo, the podcast. Like, I love it. I'm like, damn, you watching? And like, I don't know if she's necessarily a big sports head or anything like that, but she definitely like tapped in because she knew me, and then she's been rolling ever since. So it's cool to see the feedback is what I think for us has been cool. Yeah,
and I like this episode. Like, it won't be for like, it's for like if you like sports, but like you don't got to be a sports head to watch it. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to keep up with this, and to know what we talking about this episode. You know, it's gonna be some, you know, some stuff we can all touch on. You know what I'm saying? So, man, the evolution of the black quarterback, it's been crazy, right?
Yeah,
we got so many in the league now. It's like maybe like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, if you had a son coming up playing quarterback and he was black, you know, black kid, you might tell him, you know, you might want to start trying to learn some receiver, or, you know, do something to get up to a long career. You know, like Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, Tyrod Taylor, Russell Wilson, Teddy Bridgewater, Trey Lance.
So many.
Deshaun when he played.
Deshaun Watson. Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston. But
I got his back. I got his back.
Yeah. But
goes.
Man, what's your thoughts on it? What's your thoughts on like the evolution of the black quarterback?
For the longest time, I've always set that standard, that Tom Brady standard, and then along came Aaron Rodgers to an extent. Yeah. But I say that because Tom Brady's the purest form of a pocket passer. He's always been, you know, straight pocket passer, and I thought that was the best quarterback.
Yeah.
But for people to think that way for 50, you know, 60 years, however long they've been playing football, you know, thinking that was how the game should be played by quarterback. And then now seeing Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Deshaun when he plays, even Tyrod Taylor, Dak Prescott, these are the best quarterbacks in the league. They're black. Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. Like, a lot of those you would put in your top 10.
Yes. I mean, Pat Mahomes is 2. Dak, you know, I think he's proven the top 10. Lamar's an MVP.
Russell Wilson, top 10.
Yeah, is a top. I mean, Russell Wilson, you could put in the top 5.
Yeah, Kyler Murray.
Yeah. The list goes on.
Yeah.
But just to think how archaic the pocket passer is, like when you play Madden, when you play anything in real life sports, like why would you want to have that kind of statuesque Tom Brady-esque quarterback unless he's going to play like Tom Brady, but none of them do. He's the only one that plays as good as he does. So the black quarterback, especially the mobility, is just it takes another level to, one, throw the ball and pass it, but to run it and score it as much as they do is incredible.
It's like you said that no one's ever made somebody in Madden or NCAA that can't run the ball.
They can't run.
That can't do both.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Dual threat.
Yeah.
You've always needed that. And to me, it's always been like, you look at the evolution of the black quarterback, and you know, even before the spotlight that it has now, you think of guys like Steve McNair,
right.
You know, Dante Culpepper, even so.
The Trailblazers.
The Trailblazers, and even before that, you know, that the people who
Randall
Cunningham, guys who had like paved the way. And to know that it took so long for it to be such a comfortable thing in the league, there was a time where people thought that black people weren't intelligent enough to play quarterback. Like, imagine that.
But we still get that,
yeah.
You know?
You're not intelligent enough to play a game. And trust me, reading defenses and playing football is complex. It's a child's game. It's very complex. But it's also like, this is a game at the end of the day. And I think we're maybe 2 or 3 years away from us talking about this and talking about black head coaches.
Yeah.
Because there have been, you know, you look at Eric Bieniemy for the Kansas City Chiefs, who has been passed over 2 coaching cycles now. And, you know, you can argue that the Giants, you can argue that maybe even the Colts, you can argue there are a few teams out there who maybe wish they probably would have went the other way. The Eagles might have that taken a few weeks if they keep going the way they're trending right now. So I think we're a few years away from talking about the evolution of the black coach.
Yeah.
And that is something to be said, not only about the opportunity that's there, but you have to be able to put people in the right position to succeed. And whether it's they fit the mold that you think that the position or the person should look like, or that they're capable and talented enough to do it. And I think that's one of the things that's still kind of holding the league back right now, is because we have the coaching tree, and, you know, if you're on such so-and-so's coaching tree, then you
like McVay or
like
Bill Belichick. So many disciples of Bill Belichick ain't panned out. Is crazy.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, this the first real fruit of maybe Andy Reid's coaching tree, and then he's still on the tree because nobody's taking a chance. And maybe that's something that I just don't understand, that outside looking in the league, that maybe EB just doesn't interview well. I find it hard. I've met EB. I know him personally. Like, I find it hard to believe that he's not an NFL head coach.
Yeah, it's something we don't know.
Yeah.
To speak directly to, you know, getting more jobs for African American head coaches, give them a job and then let them keep it for at least 3 years. Let's not give them a 1-year gig with a bad team, have them have a bad record, and then be fired.
Yeah.
So many times that happens. Like, you can't turn a team. I mean, look at John Gruden. Not to even say he's turning the Raiders around. They're 3-0. They're riding high right now, but they could always come crashing back to earth. But I mean, if he does turn it around, it would have taken him 3 or 4 years to do it.
Yeah.
They had Steve Wilkes in at the Cardinals with Josh Rosen, who wasn't any good. They had a terrible season, then they let him draft Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
And then, come on.
Pick the coach from Texas Tech.
Exactly.
They didn't even have a...
That wanted them in high school. Didn't win nothing in college.
Yeah.
But if you give one of these black head coaches a job, let them keep it for a little bit. That's all I can say.
And while we on the black tip, so my sister went to Langston. So she would ask me, like, you know, would you go to HBCU, or, like, you know, would you play football at HBCU? Like, back when I was in high school, I was like, no. Like, you know, I was like, no. Like, I'm cool, you know, because I didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like we're in a space so we're more aware.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, once I was finishing up my football career, once I was finishing up school, I was like, damn, I should have went to an HBCU. Like, I wish I would have experienced it at least for, like, a semester or even a year, because these schools, they have culture, but it's not our culture. You know what I'm saying? They might have the, you know, the sports culture, but outside of that, it's like, like one black student union with 100 kids in there.
Yeah.
And
the ones that do show up.
Yeah. And then other than that, it's, you know, a predominantly white school. You
PWI.
know? Yeah. So, what? Speaking with sports and HBCUs, do y'all think they could take the next step, or is it like, what do y'all think they could take the next step?
I think it depends on the sport for me. You see people and I think it's still a big gap. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the gap between HBCUs, unless you're Jackson State, you know, with what Deion Sanders has brought there, and this is no shade to HBCUs. Don't say like I hate HBCUs because I don't. I still think there's a gap, and it's depending on the sport because you look at football. Jackson State's not world beaters by any stretch of the imagination. Yes, Deion's brought this new life there. They are, on TV every now and again, which is cool. Like, don't get me wrong. I still think that they're a long ways off. And you look at football, it's going to take more than just one 4-star quarterback going to an HBCU every 3 years for them to actually change a culture. Basketball, you might be able to do that. They've had some guys go there. The most recent one, he went to Howard. It's escaping my name. His name escaped me, but he ended up getting hurt. Had to sit out so much of the year last year, and I think that's where the disparity is that PWI and bigger institutions have the money to support athletics, the resources,
they have the facilities.
Yeah, and if you're a number one projected pick after your freshman year of college basketball, are you going to go to Duke or are you going to go to this HBCU?
Never go to Duke.
Any blue blood Power 5, but it's because the access to the things that you would have at this facility versus at nothing to do with the culture. Yeah. Obviously, you'd rather be here with people who look like you, who you can relate to.
Right.
But if it's a business decision, you have a year to make a name and to get a check afterwards, especially with the NIL stuff. I'm going to go to this bigger school.
Yeah, but I feel like with basketball, like you're saying, like with basketball though, they already kind of have a name before they go to school with Instagram and House of Highlights and Bleacher Report.
Yes.
Like if Mikey Williams wanted to go to Howard or Jackson State or any of these HBCUs, he could still go number one. But the thing about like football is they'll downgrade you because your competition you play against.
That's true.
So if my kid wanted to, it's just like if my kid wanted to get a good education, be in an environment where it's like, for you, and you wasn't worried about going to the league.
Right.
And you just want to get the education, and the league was like an afterthought, you know what I'm saying? If you go, you go. But if you're really focused on going to the league, playing football, I would send them to it, Yeah. But there's nothing wrong with going. I think the thing that we need to change is that there's nothing wrong with going to HBCU. Yeah. It's not a downgrade in education. It's not a downgrade athletics even though it's just not a pipeline right to the league.
Right now, at least, for sure.
Yeah, at a point in time in the 70s and the 80s, the Cowboys got quite a few players, Too Tall Jones being one of them from HBCUs. But I think the thing with HBCUs is if they're ever going to be taken more seriously, that pipeline that we talk about, it's the players. The players are what make the program. Yeah. The better players you have, the better your team is. The more people come to watch you spend money on your shirts, on the concessions, and whatever else. Yeah. And the only thing that's bad about that is the Mikey Williams situation. You had a lot of NBA people, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, putting pressure on this 17-year-old kid, 16, 17-year-old kid to bring back or to bring up historically black colleges, which is great. And if he chooses to do that, that's fine. But at the time, I said it's incredibly convenient for Carmelo Anthony, who went to Syracuse and won the national championship as a freshman and then got picked, number 2 or number 3 overall, to try to have this kid now go to an HBCU. You could have been the number 2, 3 overall pick at Langston or Howard, Melo. But now, instead of not making that decision, you want to try to get him to do it. And like I said, it's ultimately his decision. But like Braxton said, if you're coming out of college as a top recruit from Howard, it's different than if you're a top recruit from Kansas University or Michigan
football.
Not if you're playing football.
But if you're playing basketball, there's a difference.
You playing football at KU. You might as well come out of high school.
You're going to do the Arena League now, right? Well, no, dude from Hard Knocks from KU made it. Kamara.
Yeah. Oh, he went to KU.
He went to KU.
Azure.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. He was impressive too on the special teams. He deserved to make it. Yeah. He was striking for
him. He was going hard Knocks for sure.
Yes.
But all right. So as a parent, we want our kids to play sports. We talked about this already.
Yeah.
You over here, a parent talking crazy about your kids' play.
Mm.
Like, they like, man, this nigga's ass. Or like they yelling like,
Hey,
get him out the game.
Got
Like
to see
he's
me,
costing
my
the game. Like, do y'all gonna say something? Or do y'all or and like he is playing bad.
Go ahead.
I don't know, because I don't think I'd say anything, because I'm not. If I say something, I'm not gonna let my kids see I'm saying something, because it's gonna be an adult talk, and there's gonna be a lot of 4-letter words exchanged. Probably some 5-letter words in there too.
Yeah.
But I think that it's also a teaching opportunity, because people are gonna say shit about you your entire life. Yeah. One thing I've learned in my 26 years of life. If you live life trying to make everybody like you or make everybody happy,
not gonna work.
It will not work. You're gonna drive yourself into the ground. Looking at the camera when I'm saying this,
you are
going to go crazy. Is this on me? Hey, he's right under the jail, by the way. He's down. He's gone for life.
Yeah.
Yeah. R. Kelly. He's no good. But I will say, people are gonna talk about you to the day you die and after you die. Like, think about that. And you have to be able to handle that criticism if you want to be great, if you want to be good. I mean, you look at. One of the things that stood out to me, is when seeing Kevin Durant clap back on Twitter. Like, obviously, I think he has fun with it.
Yeah.
Think about how much he gets of that negative talk, and he turns around and have fun, because at the end of the day, he's paid. He's a 7-footer who can shoot the 3, and handle the ball, but he's just like Twitter fingers, and it's just so funny to me. And I'm sure he gets amusement out of it too, but. You have to be able to handle all that criticism, because you're not going to be able to please everybody. So that's what I tell my kid. Like, Johnny Mama going crazy, but if you didn't have a good game, you didn't have a good game. Yeah. Be better next time. That's all it is.
Yeah. Man, if it's a kid, kids are kids. You know what I'm saying? We're at a high school game. Kids are kids. A parent, though, and I'm like right next to them, I got to say something. You're not about to because I'm not going to be that type of parent. To be yelling at somebody else's kid. I might say something.
Someone else's child.
Like yelling?
Talking about someone else's child.
I can't let it happen.
All I'm going to say is, we talked about the trainers on an episode.
Yeah.
I've seen some trainers at local basketball games who are talking SHIT to opposing players. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? You want to go. And there's nobody we mentioned on the last episode. I don't even know dude personally, and somebody told me about it.
Yeah.
I literally observed it, and I was like, bro, that's wild. Like, you can't be talking stuff to like a 16-year-old dude. That's weird, bro.
Yeah, but I would have to be like, hey, like, that's my kid. Relax, relax,
chill, bro.
And if it can't continue from that, it's gonna be it might have to be something.
Yeah.
But after it's like, hey, that's my kid, that's my son. I'm gonna tell my after the game, I'm gonna be like, man,
you got to relax, my boy.
As my kid, I'll be like, hey, man, you wasn't a crowd favorite. You wasn't a crowd favorite tonight. I have to step. You gonna have to play better. You embarrassing us.
I'm not as confrontational as you're not confrontational, but you're slightly more confrontational than I am. I'm that passive aggressive parent.
Yeah.
That's like, now I'm gonna start talking crazy about your child.
Yeah.
Now it's back and forth. Yeah, let's see how far you're willing to go with the trash talk, because I can do this.
Yeah,
I can do this all day.
If you know Darv,
hey,
this is what I do.
This is ballpark.
Yeah, like you gonna try to press my buttons, press my kids' buttons.
Yeah.
We gonna see.
Yeah.
And after the game, obviously, that's where you talk to your kid, because I mean, a bad game is a bad game.
Right.
We all have bad games, but it's important to learn from them.
Yeah.
And if you are a parent, an adult, don't make the game about you. Spectate.
That's a word.
You are there. It's a spectator sport.
This is a word.
Brought to you by the good people at Grover Labs.
At Grover Labs, man. Don't be that parent, man, because then you're gonna catch a Grayson, a Braxton, or a Darvin at the game, and it might be some nonsense.
Some action.
Yeah.
But all right, another scenario. Dar, this is your ball. I'll let you answer first, because this is gonna be your ballpark. As a coach, your best player, quarterback, he skipped school 2 days in a row. No specific reason. He ain't talked to you nothing yet. You have specific rules, like you got to go to class, you got to go to school.
Yeah.
That if you don't go to school, he gonna miss the game, or at least sit out a half or something. But this is a week going into the playoffs.
We need it. Oh man, we need it. Huh?
What you gonna do? You gonna let him play still? You still gonna let him rock out? What's
Scouts is coming too.
this a big? Yeah, this is junior year. He's not a senior. Junior year.
First thing I have to get a reason from him. But obviously the move is to bench him for at least a quarter. And in my opinion, the benching always is the motivation. I remember when they benched Baker Mayfield after he got in trouble, and he came out and his first 2 drives. I mean, it was back-to-back touchdowns, I believe. But yeah, you gotta bench him. You gotta bench him. I'm not saying take him out the whole game because then you lose the game probably, and the team doesn't want that. You got to talk about it with the other 40-something people that's on the team as well.
Yeah.
Make it clear to them. I mean, well, obviously what he did was wrong.
Right.
We're gonna have a little bit more to say about practice.
Yeah.
But we're here to win a ball game.
Right.
And I don't want to, give him that Antonio Brown treatment. It's different than what was going on with the Steelers and with the Raiders. But, maybe, God forbid, his grandma was sick or something. He had to take
he had some stuff going on.
He had some shit going on. I mean, I understand to some extent, but just that if you thinking you finna, okay, I'm him. Yeah. It's me, nigga. I'm him. It's me. But if it's that kind of situation, then obviously we would have a bigger problem.
Yeah.
But we don't want to cost him. We don't want to cost the team the playoffs because he was missing school.
The end goal is to get it right.
Yeah, college.
Yeah, but that's hard. That's a hard thing. With kids, with coaching, it's gonna come them crossroads.
Absolutely.
Like that, But I would have to get the explanation. Right. Are you just missing the miss? Are you just being a badass, or are you is there something going on at the house?
Yeah.
And that's good. Like you got to talk to the rest of the team, like the rest of the captains, like what y'all think, And they, of course, they probably gonna say, let's rock out. But you gotta. Sports is so situational. Like I feel like, and that's how you are, like as a manager, as a coach. You can't treat everybody the same.
You treat everybody fairly, but you don't treat everybody the same. Shannon Sharp says it all the time.
I just can't. You can't treat everybody the same because everything is so situational, But yeah, he'd have to. I would go by my rules, still, just because you my quarterback. You're the leader of this team. You know what I'm saying?
Setting an example.
Setting an example. I can't let it trickle down to the rest of the team. You know.
Yeah.
I gotta, like you said, I gotta make something happen at practice. This is not okay. This is what we're gonna first recognize that this is not okay. This is not acceptable behavior.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, we're trying to win.
We're trying to win.
So,
and that's and people, sports, as sick as it is, you may not want to hear this. Sports are about wins and losses. Nothing else matters.
Not about having fun?
Yeah. Whatever you ask your kid about the sports game, if you didn't go to the game, what's the first thing you ask them?
Did you win?
Did you win or did you lose?
Yeah.
Because that's what matters.
All right.
That's fact.
What you think?
Man,
you go as a coach.
I'm with you too on that one. We got to see what the deal is because I agree, and I feel like a lot of times kids these days have a lot more on their plate than we did when we was growing up. Kids these days are off the chain, like whatever you want to put it.
It's a lot more exposure.
It's a lot more exposure. Yeah. It's a lot more going on outside and around kids
Yeah.
than it was when we was growing up. I think our parents did a good job with our generation of you was in the house by the streetlights and you knew exactly what you were supposed to do. I don't know, and this ain't no shade to no parents these days, but I just know our generation, like, we didn't have to deal with so much shit. Like, it feels like there's a lot of shit around, like, high school and middle school kids these days for whatever reason. So I would need the explanation, and if it is something that it needs to be addressed, like, we're going to handle it. That's what we're going to do, but it has to be a team-first mentality. If you just skipping school because, like, you Himothy Johnson, like, nah, bro.
Himothy Johnson.
Himothy Johnson you gonna warm up.
That might have to be the episode name.
Himothy Johnson. You're gonna take the handouts. You're gonna lead the team out the tunnel. But best believe that first few quarters, my boy, you with me with the headset.
Yeah,
call plays, my boy.
And if it gets ugly, like the game gets ugly, you talk to your team. Tell them you sorry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is your fault.
Because I will be here next year. I'm going to be coaching. The seniors, they'll be gone.
They'll be gone.
Yeah, so you don't got to apologize to me. We made it to the playoffs. I'll probably keep my job.
Yeah. But you.
Yeah. And you coming back?
Oh,
Yeah. But it's crazy though.
Yeah.
Because them situations, like I can't blame a coach if he was just like playing the whole game because I understand.
Yeah, I do understand. But I think you have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
You have to do what's right at the end of the day.
Yes.
You got to set a standard with your program.
Yes, because that one game isn't worth the next 20 years or so, or whatever it may be. Maybe not that
like
long.
The freshmen coming in.
Exactly, 4 years.
Yeah,
it's not worth it.
Yeah. So, would you rather have 40 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds, and a loss, or 12 points, 10 rebounds, 5 steals, 2 blocks, and a win?
Is this a contract year?
Well, the 40 ball.
I'm gonna say this: I've won in my life. I've won a lot of games. I've never had 40.
The 40 piece is different.
Just quick personal note. The most I've ever had, and I've told this story a bunch of times, the most I ever had in a high school basketball game was 20. This is a freshman basketball game. And I was in fuego. could not miss. I had 20.
Yeah.
It felt like, could not miss. On top of the world. Just quick aside.
No, like for real though. Like, I had like 18 straight post work in high school.
Easy.
Yes.
I felt like the man.
Yeah.
Imagine if I had 40. I wouldn't care if we lost. I'm not gonna lie. I'm walking the locker room. I did my job.
I did my job.
Got another game. I will be back. We'll play
Ice up, son.
Yeah. Because basketball is a quick, turnaround. Yeah. Especially if I'm doing like some crazy, like some step backs, some
going dumb.
Because the film won't lie. You will have the film.
Yeah.
You'll be like, hey, this is what I did.
Yeah.
Give me the ball. Next game. Give me the ball. Stay out of my way. Maybe we'll win this time.
Yeah. If it's like a regular season game, just give me the 40. But if it's like a playoff, of course, yeah. But I'm talking about like just regular season game.
Oh, give me the 40 ball.
40 ball.
That's selfish as hell. But give me the 40 ball.
I gotta take the win. I'm as sick as it is. I gotta take the 12 points in the win. The 40 is nice, but I'm gonna be like, if I drop the 40 and we take the L, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm going to be pissed, like mad. Yeah. Like, come on, man. And then I'll probably be upset with the teammates. Like, come on, man. Yeah. It's a lot of bad vibes when you lose a game, man. Bad vibes when you lose a game, especially when you have one of those all-timers like that. I got to take the win. But 40 points, man. At least one time I would have to take the 40 just to get that damn experience. Yeah. Like, 40 goddamn points. Holy crap.
So, speaking like you feel like you had a great game. Like, so my last game of my senior year at Ottawa, I scored a touchdown as an offensive lineman.
Saw it.
And we lost.
Indeed. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's tragic.
I went straight to the bottom when we got back to Ottawa.
what was you on? What type of night was it that night?
It was just, what type of alcohol?
Yeah.
In Ottawa, probably some Paul Masson.
He said the Paul Masson.
Hey, I was on a budget.
Hey.
The refund check was going down.
Bro.
I
will never forgive Cameron Evans. Watch this Cam. Cam used to have our freezer stocked full of Paul Masson.
He is the Paul Masson.
That was his middle name.
Cameron Paul Masson.
It was either that or Don and Dash.
Don and Dash is
hey, that, yeah.
The story for
another day.
All right.
Rainy day.
So we're gonna do a little. What time you got?
We got
2:23.
2:23. What's the on the time?
What's the clock? The clock.
18.
Oh, so it's been 18 or we got 18?
18 left.
Oh, okay, we good.
Yeah, we got some time. A little bit of time.
This or that? Kyrie Irving or Damian Lillard?
I'm not gonna act like it's hard, Kyrie.
Yeah.
It was as I tried to make it seem like a little harder than it was, but it wasn't that hard.
But if it's strictly on the court, give me Kyrie. But if I got to handle it off the shenanigans too, if it's HIPAA, which by the way, NBA players do not know what HIPAA law actually is apparently, so that's another topic. But some of them do. But if it's on the court, give me Kyrie.
Kyrie is so good, man. I love the way he plays. His game is.
I don't gotta answer this because y'all already know.
You're a Kyrie guy, all day. I am too. I love Kyrie, but like Braxton said, the off the court shit really gets me. The off the court really takes me for a loop.
And honestly, as a fan, it's like kind of getting to me as well. You know, it's kind of like it's excessive at this point. You know, hopefully on the court this year is really a big year for him.
So maybe y'all can elaborate better. What's the situation? So does New York law say that you can't play home games if you're not vaccinated? Is that what it is?
Basically,
basically,
is it New York and San Francisco are the only two cities that you have to be vaccinated.
So Golden State as well.
Yeah, that's why Andrew Wiggins. Yeah.
Oh,
the only two of the entire league. Let's say if you don't get the shot, you're not playing.
Crazy thing is though about New York is like players from the away team can play if they're not vaccinated.
Really?
So it's kind of hypocritical, you know what I'm saying?
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't hear that either.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That could be a story for another day.
Yeah.
Starting a franchise, Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen?
Now that's a goddamn hard question.
If I gave Lamar Jackson Stephon Diggs,
fair,
dude.
I'm going Josh Allen.
Josh Allen?
Josh Allen been balling. Josh Allen has been balling. Only reason we'll talk about him more is because he's in the same conference Patrick Mahomes. That's literally it.
What you saying?
So this is a Thursday that we're recording this. We just passed week 3 of the NFL.
Yeah.
Coming up on week 4
it's a night
this
game
week.
Today.
It's a night game tonight. Hollywood Brown dropped so many goddamn passes last week. It was incredible. Catch the goddamn ball, Hollywood.
He's back to Marquise now.
That's just
The Chiefs made him Hollywood. He's back to Marquise.
And that goes to show, like with Stephon Diggs, I would love to see Lamar Jackson with that kind of talent at the number 1 receiver. But I have to go
starting your franchise.
I have to go with Josh Allen simply because they played in the head-to-head. Lamar threw the big time book house. I mean, that was the difference in the game. And that was a mistake that he made and Josh Allen didn't make. And Josh Allen runs pretty well, too.
Yeah.
His coming out party was running against my Vikings his rookie year.
Yeah.
So, I take Josh Allen.
I'm going to go with Lamar just because he can do – you can see he can carry a lot.
Yeah.
He can carry you through some rough patches.
Yeah.
All right. This or that. It's not sports related. Vegeta or Sasuke?
Wow.
The Prince of the Saiyans. That one wasn't as hard as.
Not in the fight. Just like. I'm
a Vegeta fan.
Vegeta.
Vegeta's my dog.
I thought you were in a fight. I'm like, Sasuke.
But even still, like what Naruto fans don't understand is that all the people in Naruto are human.
This is true.
All the people in some of the people in Dragon Ball Z are human, but the main characters are not human. They're aliens from a different planet, meaning they actually fly and have very, 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 very strong hands.
I don't know if y'all can see my lock screen.
It's Vegeta.
Vegeta. I got the story development on Vegeta from crazy.
Yeah.
That's the only story development in Dragon Ball Z, to be honest.
Yes.
Everything else is just purely hands.
Yes. A lot of story development in Dragon Ball, not so much in Dragon Ball Z with Goku.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Yeah, I love Vegeta.
One more for this. Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Christmas. Easy.
Thanksgiving food. You can't.
I feel like you get all the same food on Christmas.
But you. I don't know. I'm going Thanksgiving. Christmas is my birthday.
There it is. I was like, I'm looking at if you don't know, Christmas is Grayson's birthday, so he's double spoiled or maybe less spoiled. I don't know.
Less?
But it's okay.
Because
so
y'all get 2 days. Y'all get 2 days. You feel me? To look for, to get presents. I got 1. You know what I'm saying? It might be more than normal, but y'all probably over time you get 2. You get 2 times.
Yeah, it's nice to get that for the summer people, even though they have like the school thing or whatever.
Yeah,
but they get that winter birthday or that winter present and that summer present. Yeah. So.
Okay. One gotta go. What we got? What time we got? How much we got?
12 minutes.
Oh, we straight. One gotta go. Music, movies, video games, or televised sports. One gotta go.
Music, movies, video games, or televised sports.
It's quiet in here.
At the risk of sounding like a complete nerd, I love video games. I can't possibly pass them up. So I'm gonna have to say movies. As disgusting as it is,
I would have to go movies too.
Bro,
I love movies.
I love movies
I
too.
love movies, dog. Oh,
It can't be music or televised sports. Those are like
No.
yeah, those can't go for me.
I love video games. I can't do without movies.
I can
man.
see.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a
video
good choice.
games is probably the logical answer.
Yeah.
Favorite movie?
All time.
Yeah, we can do it. Or let's do it. Let's just name out a couple of your favorite.
Favorite movie all time. Remember the Titans. That's just that was the first exposure
Left
to
side.
Denzel.
Strong side.
You feel me? That was the first exposure to Denzel. Then I'm a huge Marvel. I love the MCU. But outside of the MCU, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is probably one of my favorite movies. And I didn't think I was gonna fuck with it.
Yeah.
I watched that
That
at
was
summer
good.
camp. Great movie.
Yeah.
When we worked at
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't think I was gonna like it that much because of like cartoon I was a child. No, that movie was good, bro.
Fire.
You say you saying movies? What's some of your favorite movies?
Scarface is my favorite movie of all time.
Okay.
My favorite movie series, it used to be a trilogy. Now I think you need 6 for a saga, but it's The Matrix. I love The Matrix a whole bunch. I'm a Star Wars guy too.
Yeah.
Star Wars is really good in my opinion.
Never watched it.
Really good. You should.
It's enjoyable.
My girl
You
told me to
should.
watch it, but I got to have some time to sit down and get.
It's long.
Facts, yeah.
Very long. Yeah.
Django, one of my favorite movies.
Yeah. Django funny, man.
Classic. I don't know. I know it's like now I know it's supposed to be funny, but like then it's like is this supposed to be funny because I'm dead? But all right, another one. One gotta go. Date night, going out with the homies, Netflix and chilling with a shorty, or a smoke session with the homies.
I don't smoke, so that's easy for me.
Yeah, that's easy for you. I knew that would be easy for you.
Oh,
What about
that'd probably be for me too. That would probably be the easy one to go to.
yeah? I got a girl on Netflix and chilling. Probably I'm cool on that. Probably.
Yeah. But you're gonna do that anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm at 80% pimp, 20% simp, so then that's a close second.
80-20, good mix.
Where you gonna take her?
So no, that's out. Like we're just gonna next date nights.
Oh, okay. No date night.
No date nights.
No date
Oh,
nights.
wow.
Surprise.
Dang.
I'm lying.
No chicken and pickle.
Yikes.
Chicken and pickle, man. Did not. I went
my
once.
I can't believe this.
Oh man.
I went once to chicken and pickle. It was not
The
all
food,
that.
the food is made. The atmosphere is cool. The food is
Atmosphere is
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, I
The
guess
food
so.
The food is made.
Very. Maybe that's because I'm fat. I'm just thinking about the food. Huh?
One gotta go. Baron Davis, Gilbert Arenas, Brandon Roy, Joe Johnson.
Damn, that's pretty good. That took you a little bit to come up with, huh?
Yeah, it did.
Damn.
Ooh, I'm out of Gil's. I'll let Gilbert Arenas go. Only
That
because
hurt me.
I was gonna say
Personally.
ISO Joe, but growing up, the Phoenix Suns was my favorite team. Like,
Man.
that Steve Nash era.
Yeah.
I used to
he
have a
was
lot
on
of
that
respect
squad.
for them.
But
ISO
they
Joe.
couldn't win. But Gilbert Arenas got down. I can't get rid of Baron Davis. Baron Davis is
Baron Davis
and Brandon Roy.
no, Gilbert Arenas was like some of my favorite players like
Yeah.
growing up. Like I had phases like favorite players like Baron Davis was one for a little bit, Gilbert Arenas one for a little bit. Then I liked D Wade for a little bit.
Yeah.
Then I stopped liking D Wade because LeBron went to the Heat. Then I was liking Chris Paul for a little bit. Then it's Kyrie. So
Kyrie,
kind
that's
of the same.
Baron Davis, and I'm gonna say Baron Davis to take him off the list, but some of the most memorable things I have about the NBA is when David Blaine did the NBA commercials, and they were the AC, they beat Dallas in the first round, and he threw like that full court shot. He just threw it and it went in. And David Blaine was like, it's because he has magnets on the ball and shit. And that, I just remember that so much. But I would have to choose Baron Davis to take off because even though Gilbert brought the pistol to the arena, it's all, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know why.
Gilbert Arenas bringing guns to the arena.
Bringing guns to the damn arena,
That's
man.
a bar.
Brandon Roy, my dog, injuries cut him short,
Oh.
unfortunately, but he's so good. And then ISO Joe, like Braxton said, I had a lot of respect for the Suns coming up. They never could get past the Spurs, partly because Robert Horry threw Steve Nash into the announcer table. Like it was WWE SmackDown. And then Amari Stoudemire got off the bench, but that's another story for another time.
Yeah. That's crazy. I didn't think y'all would keep Joe Johnson.
I love Joe Johnson.
It was that
he's a dog. Yeah. He's one of the most clutch players of all time, too.
I saw Joe.
Yeah.
He was cold at Atlanta. Like, they don't give that Atlanta team was cold.
Yes.
Josh Smith.
Yes.
His highlights always go crazy. He got the dunk mix for sure.
Yeah, I'm a big Joe Johnson fan.
Yeah, that's the last one I have for that segment. You know, it's the last topic I had. What else we need to touch on?
Man, I want to go on the record and say I've been lied to the past few weeks by the Kansas City Chiefs and the Kansas State Wildcats. So, liars.
Did they lie or did you lie to yourself?
A little bit of both. I definitely lied to myself about K-State.
K-State.
Because Cam was correct. They do this every year. And I don't know what they're going to do against Oklahoma this week because I don't think Oklahoma's great.
Yeah.
K-State's not great either.
Oklahoma almost lost. They almost lost every game.
West Virginia. Spencer Rattler almost got booed at the crib.
Yeah, that's. I guess we could talk about the future. Well, I don't know what's coming up for Oklahoma. I know they have K-State. They have Texas here soon. But they wanted, what's his name, Caleb, the 5-star, the number one dual quarterback. They wanted him in the game. And it was kind of, you heard that brewing in the third week. They just played their 4th week. They're coming up on the 5th week this week. But it's interesting to see. I didn't expect this. I was on record saying Spencer Rattler was the best quarterback in the country. It's not looking like it at this point. We'll see if he gets better. They keep dropping lower and lower in the rankings. We got Penn State in there as of right now. Hawkeyes just outside of the top 4. Buckeyes outside of the top 10. Chugging.
Yeah. So I started Squid Games. I had to join the madness.
That's
I watched it on my flight on my way here. I'm on like episode 4. It's crazy.
I'm off the chain.
It's crazy. Have you watched? Has everybody watched it in here?
I watched a little bit. I know the premises. I'm on like episode 5 myself.
Yeah.
I'm on Ep 3.
Okay, so we all in the same area.
So would y'all, if you needed the cash like that, would you participate? After you been to the first game, how much time we got?
5. We got 5 minutes.
So real quick,
I could do that shit.
You could do that shit? No.
Red light, green light?
Bro, but I'm talking you can.
The second game
was what got me.
I would have been licking that motherfucker too. Like, oh god, bro, he picked his homie. You watched
Snake.
You watched it. You watched it.
Mind you, I'm thinking that's his brother the whole time. I'm thinking they like more than just childhood friends.
Even Jesus had Judas. That's all I'm gonna say.
He was like, "Hey, bro, why
we split up?
I want to see like I want to finish out to see like what was his intentions with that, like
right."
Like
Pushaki, that's my dog.
You think like is that was like a competitive advantage? Like he trying to get like the best players out or something? Like
maybe
he couldn't have thought that he was one of the best players because that dude's a goofy. I mean,
an umbrella though to get that out of that cookie.
And the last dude, like just the end had broke
off, and he tried to cover. He tried to move your hand.
I would have been so sick.
Yeah,
bro.
they was hitting them with the 357. Yeah. They had Magnum.
Yeah. They
was putting like an intro as a bullet and exit as a baseball.
That is correct. Like that game. I don't know. I don't know about that game.
Yeah.
I haven't seen.
If I needed the bread though, if it was like so in American dollars, how much is like what are they?
So I don't know.
30 billion won.
It's like 30 billion, but it was 44 or was it 48 billion in their
total
money? Yeah. So it was like around 30 billion.
I'm saying, what is that in art like?
It was around 30 billion.
If I was like down bad like that, and like when you die, like people get money anyways. They say
yeah.
And that's probably the best part. They split it up amongst the people. But my thing is, and maybe y'all are more clear on it that y'all are further. Is it at the end? Is it just one person that can win, or if you make it to the end?
No. That's what I'm only on episode. I just started episode 4.
That's what I've been thinking too, because I know when they started killing each other, like I'm killing everybody. Like, okay, I'm the last person, but I think you have to play all 6 games.
You seen that part?
No, but I haven't had it ruined that they can kill each other without
right.
And
Without,
spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert! We watch.
if you didn't watch Squid Game, we're gonna put a beep right here.
You kind of late.
Spoiler
if you're still watching,
spoiler alert. But
we're gonna put a disclaimer in the middle of this one.
My favorite character is between player 1 and player 212. The lady, the crazy lady.
You talking about the younger girl or the older?
The older one.
Oh, she off the chain.
Yeah,
she was yelling. I'm like,
she's wild. She had the lighter.
Oh yeah.
She
brought
wild.
sick.
Bro, and did you? Yeah, this might brought to you by the Good Over Grover Labs because when I was disgusted, bro.
She really risked her life to bring cigarettes,
bro.
To smoke a square, bro.
And she put it in her coochie.
It had it in there for that long.
She was hurt. She was it went deep pain getting it out, like pregnancy pain.
Yeah. Cigarettes.
A cigarette.
Not a knife.
She lost a lighter. Can't even smoke the rest of them.
Not a knife.
A strap. A little 22 Saturday Night Special.
See, old girl got the knife in there. She gonna be cold. I can tell she gonna be cold.
Yeah, she looks like she's willing to go further than the other contestants are to win.
Yeah.
So that's a great advantage.
What's the time?
We are at a minute.
Okay.
A little under a minute.
First in-person episode. Man.
A whole lot more coming.
We here. Let me make sure I click the right sound. There we go.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, man, this was great. This was a great episode. We in person. It was smooth. I'm in Wichita till Friday. Rodeo tonight.
Got a blast. Y'all be careful.
Glamour girls on Friday.
Y'all be careful.
I got.
I still open.
I ain't throwing no money just in case my girl watching. I don't condone in those activities.
You know you finna be a hero.
But if I got $5 on it, then we own it. All right, man. Look, follow us everywhere. We got I don't know if y'all can see, but it's coming soon. The hats is coming soon.
Yes. Very crispy.
Always work to be done, man.
I can vouch for it.
Always work to be done. Just like that, we out. Holla! Right at the buzzer.
Right at the buzzer.
Listen to your heart, hear what it's saying. Stop. Look. Listen to your